Our ancillary task was made up of two parts, one being to create a realistic and professional looking and overall well presented album for our artist.
And the second part being to create an advertisement for our artist's album single.
We had to create the album/singles artwork, the front and the back cover, including inlay features and or a possible promotion cover.
We did this by taking pictures of the artist on the day of shooting in a wide range of camera shots and angles and poses. After selecting the main 5 or so shots with Laura's extensive photography and Photoshop skills and my creative input, we were able to create something like this. Fuck yeah.
Like a music video, there are also conventions for albums and digipacks.
One being a bold, a large, oversized artist. Yeah? I said artist's name, fucking hell. Oversized font with the artist's name. Used for the artist's name, yeah, okay. One being a bold, large, oversized font for the artist's name on the front cover, possibly to help the audience identify the artist without having them to look beyond the image, as it is attention grabbing and steals the focus away from the image.
A large oversized artist name could also signify vanity, so the artist probably knows that they're well recognised and they can just promote their album using their name only.
Another convention of an album cover is to have the image fill the whole space. This could have been used to make the album as an individual. This could have been used to make the album individual, as a large image stands out from the other albums, making it unique and different. Another convention of an album cover is to have the image large to fit the cover. This could have been used to make the album individual as a large image standing out from the other albums, making it unique and different.
To keep the album looking consistent, there should be similar colours used throughout. This makes each feature of the album linked together, and also stop the viewer/buyer from being confused.
Underneath the artist's name, there should also be the album name to obviously show the name of the album.
And another convention that's not always needed but often used is the parental advisory label. This is used when an album features explicit content.
Okay. As you can now see on screen, we have Jay-Z's The Blueprint 2 front cover.
As you can see, Jay-Z sticks to the conventions of an album cover. His name is in all capitals, is very bold, is in a very striking font, and his name is... What? Wait.
Just carry on his name.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
As you can see, Jay-Z sticks to the conventions of an album cover. His name is in all capitals, is very bold, and is a very striking font. His name is also the only thing in colour, which makes it very distinctive and makes it stand out a lot more compared to all the other text on the album.
The image on the album is very simple and a very significant part of the album, because by the time the album was released, he was a big player in the hip-hop and rap world. So to show the people that are not familiar with Jay and his music, the use of placing an image of his face shows the people what he looks like and possibly the genre of music he creates. The cover, as you may have noticed, is contrast to what you have shown on the front cover and shows the consistency through the use of image and text. It's not made to draw the attention to the person viewing, as it's the back cover, which isn't the first thing you see, but it links in well with the front cover, as the image is the back of the head of Jay, and the font included is also of small text. Also, the album is a good example of an artist who is very well known to the world. For example, some artists, usually indie artists, produce and sell albums without any type of band image on the front. For example, the Ting Tings album cover for Restart Ain't Nothing. They use no image of their band, which may be effective in some ways, as the album is very striking, different and interesting. But still, as Jay-Z is a very well-known person, his use of just his face is a very smart one. The Rockaway label shown on purpose is then promoting his clothing line, which again is done in a simplistic but effective manner.
Also, the album is a good example of an artist who is very well known in the world.
Because for fans of his, or for people who aren't even fans, as soon as you see it, without even looking at it near, they'll know about who it is. So all in all, I think this album cover in particular is more or less promoting Jay-Z as an individual, which is typical of any album cover.
Here is the cover of our album and Jay-Z's album. The things that are similar are things such as our image doesn't cover the whole space.
It's also a simple image,
We show our artist to promote him and nothing else.
just as it's like with Jay-Z's album. Both images of the artists are in a similar stance, where they're both looking towards the camera.
The front cover is just basically simple and it doesn't draw your attention away by
From
different
anything.
designs and colours and stuff.
Yeah, and we also have our logo or the artist's name just as much as Jay-Z has his.
They may be very similar, but there are also a lot of differences. For example, Jay-Z just has the text, whereas we have the text and the logo.
They are less simple fonts, making it easier to identify what is being said.
Also, ours is in colour. Jay-Z's image on the front of his cover is in black and white, but we decided to make ours colour just...
To bring out the effect.
yeah. Our second ancillary task was to create an advertisement/poster.
Here is an example of a good advertising poster for Kanye West.
The point of having an advertisement poster is well to advertise and promote. So we think Kanye does this well because
It shows the artist the whole of his body.
which makes it all about him, and so we know who he is, what his name is.
It's centerized, which does well because it works well because of a poster which.
Yeah.
Fine.
Kanye himself looks good. Like, he has like expensive clothes on and jewellery, so it obviously makes him look good and makes you want to listen to him, kind of.
Yeah, and for the female audience, it's attractive for them. It's attractive for them in terms of just having that poster up against the wall. He also shows a quote which lets the viewer get inside his mind, which obviously tells what he's thinking. So it's all about the artist and the person it's himself rather than the artist.
Yeah, so it promotes him and what he thinks and promotes him as an individual, really.
Which is not what you always get on a poster or an album cover.
What's quite different is Kanye is actually quite vain, but in this poster he's actually looking down and he's not really looking at the camera, which is quite different. But again, it's quite interesting to see.
And again, it's right in the middle.
So you're not really distracted by anything, it's just in the middle, the only thing you're looking at, and it's just a good advertisement. When looking at our advertisement compared to Kanye's, there are quite a few similarities and differences. Similarities being...
They both feature just the artist.
ours may in black and white, but the images are still the main feature of the cover.
And the colours used are quite simple.
The whole arrangement is also quite simple, and it doesn't distract you away from anything.
And both artists are wearing suitable clothing in contrast to what type of music they make and their target audience. Yeah, and who they are.
But there are also some very differences, really. Kanye's poster doesn't really feature anything from the album, and it doesn't really have a theme, where ours does, with the whole colour scheme of red and white and certain blues. But ours does... Oh,
No, I'll cover. Yes, so both posters.
Wait, I'll start again. Right. Kanye's poster doesn't really feature anything from the album or any kind of theme, whereas ours has a certain colour scheme of like red and white, and we also have the whole balloon theme which is used on the album and in the advertisement, so it links together well.
Yes, our poster is more about the music and the artist, whereas Kanye's is about himself as a person. Ours also it links back to what he's trying to promote, so it's more or less used as a promotional tool rather than like a poster for keeps or like some sort of merchandise. Whereas Kanye's poster is more on that side, more of a personal thing.
Our poster doesn't show all the artist's body, like it's just up to his shoulders, whereas Kanye's is almost a full length shot down to his like knees. So that's quite different, as we only featured the shoulders and the head, making the image bigger on the...
Yeah, so arguably both posters don't really establish the face. We're seeing as Kanye's he's looking down onto the floor.
They both have like different faces going on, like ours is just kind of looking at the camera and
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
again, ours is in black and white, whereas Kanye's is in colour.
Okay, yeah. Our poster also involves props such as the
Balloons.
balloons. Okay. Start again. Our poster also involves props such as the balloon.
Wait, it doesn't involve props, does it? It just involves the image, right? Also, our poster involves the image of a balloon, which links with the theme of balloons and links well with the title of the advertisement.
And the whole album.
Yeah, it just all links together.
The theme of the album, which is obviously the Love Heart theme, you know, the whole red.
Yeah. Whereas Kanye's is just kind of completely different. Like, it's not really linking
It's
to
just
anything.
about
It's just about
himself.
him. So
Yeah.